Hey, Dave.
Well, Alan, glad to talk with you again today for one of our insights uh, for our website. And as you know, I'm reaching out to professional investors for our Reg S offering, which will eventually this year merge into a Reg A Plus available to investors. I've talked with several key early investors, and they've been asking a question, and I wanted to ask you to share it with our audience. What is our experience and in purchasing and managing this special CRE mid-market essential shopping center?
Yeah, it's a question we're going to get asked a lot, and let's answer it. I've been in commercial real estate for 36 years now, ever since I exited the Marine Corps. And I've been involved in multifamily real estate for 20 years. My family's apartment buildings, over 300 units that we managed ourselves, acquired, managed, financed, sold. And from then, I got into multi-tenant retail. But the point I want to make is this. A lot of folks, when they want to know what our experience is or what somebody's experience is, they tend to throw out numbers. They tend to say, well, I managed, $100 billion worth of this or that or the other thing. I don't like to do that because my experience, and this is from my roots as a Marine Corps officer, we're always results oriented. And if there's something you got to do, you got to make sure you understand it inside out and backwards, because the part that you don't understand will kill you. So it's just the way I operate. So every aspect of property management, from acquisitions to management to dealing with tenants to construction to finance, I've owned, to put it mildly. Very often you'll interact with other professionals in the industry that specialize in one thing or another thing. And their numbers, when they quote their experience, are very impressive. I deal with real estate brokers all the time, and they'll announce that they've closed $1 billion worth of real estate in the last so many years. Well, you know what? I'm not going to throw numbers out like that because it doesn't sound as impressive as that does. But the fact is that everything that I've done for the last 35 years in real estate, I understand it upside down, inside out, and backwards. And the depth of that understanding is the reason why we're able to put together the programs, the deals that we've done. So for the last 12 years, 15 years of my real estate experience, I've been dealing exclusively with multi-tenant retail shopping centers. And we've been putting together individual deals with friends and family investors for a total of 8 deals, plus 2 that I own personally and another one that my partner owns personally. And we've been researched it, analyzed it, did the financial analysis, projections, negotiated it, acquired it, working with the attorneys, both sides of the fence, got the finance in place, owned it, do the books, write the checks, and manage it from soup to nuts throughout the entire process. My partner on REI Equity Advisors is more on the construction side, on the physical plant side, and we'll talk about Bob Priest in a second. So our experience is deep. And the last thing I'd like to say about our experience, from my perspective, is that I am extraordinarily proud and excited about the team that I've assembled for REI Capital Growth, because I have one rule, a personal rule about who I invite to participate in our program, and that is they really have to love and be excited about what we are about to do. If it's just somebody who wants to, get a check, I'm not interested. I want somebody who's smart, who's expert in what he does, but really gets and understands what we're trying to accomplish here at REI Capital Growth. And that passion means a lot to me, because with that passion, what they don't know, they'll figure out, because we're results oriented. So
that's exactly what our investors needed to hear, Alan. Thank you. But that passion, but not only that, but the knowledge and experience. This isn't, as I say, our first rodeo, right? In this asset class, managing, owning, procuring, doing the whole, like you said, from the A to Z's. So thank you for that. This is the kind of questions that we'll be getting. So tell us more about this team, some of the names and their backgrounds. Tell us some more about that.
All right. Well, the first one I want to talk about is Matthew Blair, my son. Matthew's been out of college for over 10 years now, and he's a high achiever. He's been very successful in his career over the last 10 years, and he continues to be successful. He helped me to finance the founding of REI Capital Growth. And he's basically my commercial real estate institutional advisor, because in his career and over the last 10 years, he's been working within the commercial real estate investment banking world. He worked with Kiefer Brunette and Young, KBW, with Saunders. He's now one of the lead managing directors in a special group within Cushman and Wakefield. And he advises institutions. I won't quote any names of his clients because that wouldn't be right.
Yeah, that's great.
So Matthew brings a level of understanding on an institutional level that I've never experienced. So that's one missing piece that we needed to bring in. And plus he has that young blood and looking forward into the future with regard to everything we're doing with regard to blockchain technology and taking advantage of all those new things. Okay. Next is Greg Saunders. He is our CFO. I can't say enough about Greg. Greg is also a former Marine. He is a CPA extraordinaire. He has over 20 years experience working within the big four accounting firms. He was an auditor. He has international auditing experience for international clients, which is key for what we're doing since we're dealing with folks all around the world. He has had key roles in all kinds of industries, and CFO, partner, turnaround specialist. He's dealt with the SEC filings. He's a meticulous individual and extremely precise. And I trust him implicitly to make sure that all of our finances, our books, our records, and everything will be perfect, because he's that kind of guy. Next, we have you. You want to tell us a little bit about you?
You want me to say something about me? Huh?
Well, I'll share my perspective a little bit. Um, you're a senior guy. You've been a registered investment advisor. You've worked on the institutional side of the house, raising capital from institutions, from other investment advisors. You've managed funds. You've managed funds similar in design to what we're doing. And you love our project. So you could add a little bit more to that.
Well, I have to tell you, there's no better person than your CEO to say something nice about me. So thank you, and I appreciate that. And it was on target. A good little background to me. Thank you so much.
Two more folks I want to mention. Bob Priest, you can read all about him on our website. Bob Priest and I started out 15 years ago, when I transitioned from being a New York City landlord into being a real estate broker. And our skill sets were a great match because he liked to do all the things that I hated to do and vice versa. Bob and I worked with some foreign clients that were interested in buying U.S. commercial real estate. And we went to work and we represented them in the acquisition of about $60 million worth of real estate all across the United States. And from that, we then joined together to form REI Equity Partners, where we acquired approximately $33 million worth of real estate for our friends and family programs over the years. So we have a perfect working relationship where we think about one thing and the other one finishes the sentence, and what my expertise is versus his expertise, we round out our ability to find, evaluate, finance, and acquire the exact same kind of properties that we were going to be working with REI Capital Growth. And Bob Priest is excited to work with us on as an acquisitions manager for us as we go forward to the future. And finally, Barry Monet. When I first decided that I wanted to look into this whole thing about blockchain technology, because that was the key that makes REI Capital Growth work, because it creates liquidity, I went to my buddy Barry because he's a technology guy. He's been a CEO, founder, bootstrap of Computronics, a computer technology service firm, and a great friend. And he was early in understanding all of the Bitcoin, blockchain, and all those things, as he needed to do for all of his clients. So Barry is a key guiding light for us on the technology front. And I think that wraps it up.
Well, geez, it's just an awesome summary, Alan. I appreciate that. And I think it really gives our investors an insight into, when you buy investments, you're really buying the people behind the investments.
Yes.
People with the knowledge and experience to put both portfolios together. And you mentioned my RAA and investment background, getting a interval fund off the ground as an SEC registered active 40 fund.
Yeah.
Those are really, really fill a need out there for fixed income for people. And I think we'll find a lot of willing ears and hopefully willing pockets to become our investors in the offering when we go live. So that's an excellent outline.
And now we are offering that to everyday investors all around the world.
Just an amazing thing. Yeah.
It is exciting to me to be able to do that. I was texting with an individual from Bangladesh earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
He was thanking me for the tutorial. It thrills me to be able to do this. And that, that passion is what is driving me at my ripe old age to continue to do this.
Absolutely. So we would like to introduce our new website, reicapitalgrowth.com. Please visit and take a look. And at the bottom of the landing page, you can book a call with me. And I would love to have a 15 minutes of your time to give you more insight and take you down the path of becoming our investors' worldwide global reach with this on the REI Capital Grow. And looking forward a lot to being on the team and continuing forward to bring this thing to life.
We're gonna get it done.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks, David.